Hello, welcome to my transition vlog. My name is Linus. Welcome to Bro with a Box. Um, so I don't want to jinx it, but I'm probably going to be starting on testosterone in a couple of weeks. I don't know exactly when. So I decided I was going to do this web blog. Now you're probably asking yourself why exactly would I choose to document and then put on the internet what is most likely going to be one of the most awkward periods of my life, aka puberty part 2. And there are a couple of different reasons. First and foremost, blogs like these are really useful to me when I was trying to figure out my stuff. So hopefully this can be a resource to someone who's trying to sort their head out. I live in Seattle. There's a really strong transgender, transsexual community. But, trans dudes aren't dropping out of the trees. So hopefully this is a resource to someone who's questioning, trying to figure out stuff. Second of all, self-aggrandizement. I cannot drive that home enough. I need to tell people how awesome I am at all times, and I do love the sound of my own voice. Third, there are a lot of people that are not around right now who I care about. They're my friends, but, they're far away. And this is a huge change, and I want to have a way to share this with people. I don't want to disappear and not see someone for months and months, and then come back with, like, a big, sweet mustachio, and, it's such a big change. I want people to, be able to share it with me, even if they're not nearby. Because I don't want people to think that I'm hiding or I'm trying to be away from them because I don't think they're going to get it. And if you don't fit in any of those categories and you're watching this, please stick around. I'm all about education. I'm a big supporter, because I've kind of noticed that it seems like the whole trans issue is a couple years behind the whole gay rights issue. And I don't know exactly why, but it seems like a lot of times when there are problems or there have been sort of snafus, it's a lot of times just because people don't know what's up. And that's cool. So if you have a question, if you're just a person who's curious, if you went to a meeting and you wondered why someone was asking what pronoun you preferred, or, what female-bodied or male-bodied person means, then by all means, send that question, post a comment, send an email, post a response video, and I'll do my best to answer your question in a respectful way. So, when I actually start testosterone, then I feel like there's going to be some updates. I can talk about that. And I thought I'd start off by offering something that's sort of individual to me, because there's lots of stuff you can talk about, like passing and, tips and tricks. And I thought I would kind of tell a story that was individual to me, and that's why I decided to finally come out. Because, I've had a sense of being sort of different. I've had a sense of, kind of knowing who I am, maybe not having the right vocabulary for it, but I've had a sense of who I am for a long time, but I haven't come out, or I haven't come out until recently. I came out a couple months ago on my birthday, and I just wanted to talk a little about what finally drove me to do that. So I was hanging out with some friends of mine one night. I was out on the East Coast, and I was hanging out with some friends of mine. A friend of mine was bartending. And right now I'm using the phrase friends of mine, even though I'm pretty sure they wouldn't mind if I used their names. But another thing is I will do my best to respect people's privacy and not disclose any information. I'm not up here to gossip about people's lives. So I was out with some friends, and these are all people that I've known for a long time. I'm going to drive that home. These are all people that I've known for a really long time. And we were out having some drinks, and the night kind of wrapped up, and we're out in the parking lot. And I was trying to get one of my buddies to sort of rough house, because you know how it is, you get some drinks and you kind of resting and rough housing. And I'm kind of goading him into it, but he's really not into it. And I'm goading him into it. And right then I should have cut it pissed off. But I'm sort of goading him, and finally he says to me, I can't hit you because you're a woman. Let's stick a pin in that for a second. So at that point, instead of walking away, because really he wasn't into doing this, he wasn't into goofing around, I just kind of kept pushing him. And we ended up locking up, and we roll back and forth a couple of times. We're having a bit of a fight, and it's fun, and finally we break. And I pop up and I'm like, yeah, son, that's how you do it. And he pops up and goes, I broke my collarbone. And I don't know, like, I've been there, it hurts. I don't know why, it's one of those bones that you don't need an x-ray. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's in the core or what, but you know that that bone is broken. And so I'm like, alright, now let's get you to the hospital. Um, and while we were sitting there waiting in the ER room at 2 a.m., it kind of got me reflecting. I don't know what it's about ER waiting rooms in hospitals that make me so pensive. But I was looking back and thinking over that night, and it kind of, a couple things got me thinking. When he said to me, I can't hit you because you're a woman, I knew that he was trying to bust my balls a little bit, you know? But I really don't think he realized how much that was going to bother me, because I've never told him. And like I said, I've known these people for a long time. Like, this is a kid that I've known, everybody I'm hanging out with there that night, I've known for at least 10 years or more. Like, if I was stuck on, like, a frozen ice prison planet, if I'd been, like, falsely convicted and was stuck on a frozen ice prison planet run by Klingons, like in Star Trek 6, then some of the people that I was hanging out with that night are, like, some of my first-round draft picks for who I brought in my, like, sweet, badass gang. You know, like, used to, like, escape the prison planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are people that I know that I trust, and for whatever reason, I felt like I couldn't be straightforward. Um, which is stupid. It's not really that rational. And so I realized that I wasn't being straightforward with the people that are my friends. And then something else that I realized, I really didn't like what him saying that did to me. I realized that he made me angry in a way that was pretty uncool. Because, you know, I say that we're roughhousing, but the fact is that if you're roughhousing and only one person is into the roughhousing, then it's really not roughhousing. It's being a bully and a douchebag. And so, right when he wasn't, you know, into like wrestling or fighting or whatever you want to call it, I should have backed away. And instead of stopping and thinking when he said that, it made me really mad and stupid. And I kept pushing. And that's not really a good way to be. If I have to take responsibility for my behavior, I have to take responsibility for the fact that I acted like a dipshit. And I'm not trying to, like, keep guilt on myself or, like, create an origin story, because the fact is that, you know, when you fucking wrestle in a parking lot drunk, sometimes these things happen. And I still maintain the fact that if you try to do a ninja roll, you're not a ninja, and you hurt yourself, that's not my fault. But seriously, I looked at it, and I didn't like what him saying that to me um, did to me. And I think after I came out, I really started to notice that sort of, like, being pissed off. Like, there are definitely still things that piss me off. There are people that have been pretty uncool. There's also been people that are really cool. But that sort of, like, anger and frustration has kind of disappeared. You know, I don't feel that sort of, like, I don't know. I don't feel that anger. So, a little after that, I decided to come out. About 2 weeks after that, I came out and I was straightforward with everybody on my birthday. And like I said, it's been really good. It feels good to be straight with people. It feels good to be honest with myself. Because, you know, the whole lying thing, you know, it wasn't helping me. It sure as fuck wasn't helping my buddy. So, it was good to come out. It was good to be straightforward with people. A lot of people were really amazing and supportive. Um, yeah, I guess that's the end of my tale for the time being. I'll keep this updated. I'll keep talking to people. Um, Ideally, once I actually start with the testosterone, it'll be cool. I'll have some sweet mustache that I can point out. Um, but once I actually start with testosterone, I'll probably have some better updates. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any concerns, please feel free to post something, say hey, and thanks for watching.